Good day. I am Glyza Dillanes, the representative of Group D. My presentation is all about time and motion study. First, let us define time and motion study. Systematic observation, analysis, and measurement of the separate steps in the performance of a specific job for the purpose of establishing a standard time for each performance, improving procedures, and increasing productivity called time and motion study. The objective of the time and motion study is to determine a normal or average time for a job by using observers to record exactly how much time is being devoted to each task. However, the most important thing is to learn how to train production workers in these skills and techniques so they can become motion and time conscious. A time and motion study would be used to reduce the number of motions in performing a task in order to increase productivity without sacrificing quality. If additional production output is required, don't buy more machinery, don't add a second shift, and don't build a new plant. Just establish a motion and time study program. The problems of time and motion study are: observers are not always competent, workers may not cooperate with a time and motion study, they may resent the study if it is being used to determine the pay scale, workers may change the rate at which they work, pressure may increase mistakes made, workers may alter normal work methods to disrupt the study. For our exercise, we are going to observe the brake control cable soldering process. It is one of the steps in producing brake control. The 7-segment display soldering, cable soldering, slide and rotary pot soldering, pre-testing, integration, function test, burn-in test, visual inspection, and packaging. We are going to focus on cable soldering. To be familiar with it, we are going to identify the materials being used in this process. These are the DC cable, set of 4 wires, rubber grommet, lead wire, soldering iron, and PCB. For the direction, first, watch the video. The link was given, and observe the task and elements. Second, using your stopwatch apps, record the time for each task and element. Refer to slide number 7. Third, what is the cycle time of the process? Fourth, compute for cycle time with 10% allowance. Fifth, what should be the target UPH of the process based on your answer in number 4? Note that 10% allowance is usually included in standard time for capacity calculation in consideration for slow cycle due to fatigue, going to restroom, temporary operator replacement, environmental, and other factors. Note also that standard time includes man-hours spent, but for example below we use only cycle time. Suppose the cycle time is 56 seconds. Cycle time with 10% allowance is derived by multiplying the cycle time by 1.1 equals 61.6 or 62 seconds. UPH is computed by dividing 3,600 by 62 equals 58. To be more familiar with cable soldering, the process, tasks, and elements of brake control cable soldering are the following. The product is brake control, the production line is brake control assembly line, and the process is BC cable soldering. The tasks and elements of brake control cable soldering are: first, solder cable to PCB. Under this task are the following elements. First, get PCB and place the table. Second, get cable and remove insulation. Third, insert each wire to designated PCB hole. Fourth, solder wire to PCB. Fifth, cut excess wire. The second task is position rubber grommet to required placement. The third task is put PCB in ESD bag. Using a timer or stopwatch, the duration of each task and element of BC soldering was recorded, as you will see in this video. The time for each task and element are: the first task, solder cable to PCB, has a total duration of 78 seconds. The time of each element are: get PCB and place to table, 2 seconds; get cable and remove insulation, 7 seconds; insert each wire to designated PCB hole, 21 seconds; solder wire to PCB, 40 seconds; cut excess wire, 8 seconds. The second task, position rubber grommet to required placement, 8 seconds. And the third task, put PCB and ESD bag, 6 seconds. The cycle time of the process is 92 seconds or 1 minute and 32 seconds, which is computed by adding the duration of each task. The cycle time with 10% allowance is 101.2 seconds, which is computed by multiplying 92 by 1.10. The UPH is 35.57 seconds or 36 seconds, which is computed by dividing 3600 by 101.2. And that would be all. Thank you so much for listening.